Okay. Six pack Lapadat. We got Bobb Matthews and my friend Willis cut right
Sure.
to the chase. You have an announcement.
Y'all, I know the questions have been, hey, what's your next meet? Where have you been? Blah, blah, blah. Are you competing this year? Are you ever competing again? Well, my next meet is SBD Austin, baby. hmm
Oh, we all know what this means. First off, you coming back is a welcome comeback. Everybody's been waiting, anticipating, and wanting to see you back on the platform. I'm one of them. So that's huge. Love to hear it. We're
Yeah.
gonna catch up where your body weight's at, training, what you've been doing since you haven't been on Instagram, but I'm assuming you've been crushing weights, doing your damn thing. Uh,
Yes, sir.
we'll talk about all of that. World Games, your thoughts on the whole nine worlds.
hmm
But that means, kind sir, Rondell Hunt is going to be at SBD Austin.
hmm Yeah, people thought I was ducking him at a meet he's doing the month prior. It's like, oh, Bob's not doing it again, and oh yeah, he's ducking smoke. People truly just run with a narrative. They have no idea. They speak too fast. Speak after you have context, you know? There's always context to something. But yeah, there was never been a duck. Me and him will be on the same platform this year, which is crazy.
So I can double down and reaffirm that's 100% true because when it was being organized for Rondell to come to PA Nats, it was after the fact that and I know this for a fact. I could double up what you're saying 100%. I remember Rondell saying, "Oh shit, Bob's out," and the date had already passed for you to you couldn't re-enter after the fact after you found out he was there because the registration closed.
Yeah.
And we which is terrible timing. The thing is, I didn't know that the registration I wasn't following whether or not like you could. I didn't even know you weren't in. Rondell told me that you had already pulled out. We didn't tell you, like he didn't tell you, and I didn't drop the podcast until the
Yeah.
registration was closed. So you
Yeah.
were like, my dude, I already pulled out and I can't go back in.
hmm
Fuck.
Yeah. I planned for such a long time to just not do nationals and not do worlds. Why? Because it just wasn't enticing enough for me. Like I'd rather just competing is stressful. There is stress to it. Even if even if you're a favorite by a lot or an underdog, it's stress to competing. So, and I don't like I don't me personally, I like staying within where I'm at home, right? So, if I don't want to travel and I don't think the meet is enticing enough, I'm not going to do it. Nationals was that. I didn't think it was enticing enough. Remove Rondell, I didn't think Nationals was enticing enough for me to compete. So, then I got the news he was going to be there. He told me last minute, and I was like, "What?" It was a shock. Heart drop, body temperature, right? All of that. Like it was a shock. I was like, "Wow." Now, I absolutely would have done it if I knew. Big time. That would have been amazing. That it's beneficial because to me, just getting the vibe, just for me, just I'm a very mental person. Just getting the vibe of being in the warm up room with him, regardless of what the outcome is, that is so beneficial for me. Because it motivates me seeing, okay, he just moved 5 reds as fast as I want to move that. Jesus Christ. It's just taking mental notes for the future. And it's just a vibe. You're feeling it out, even
Mhm.
though it's not an official battle.
I mean, whether or not it's official battle, if like, well, I mean, we'll move forward. We got an official battle coming forward, so I'm grateful as hell for that. And to be completely honest, maybe this is better. The way things move in the moment of U.S. nationals, for sure, we want to be greedy and be like, fuck, if things worked out differently. But now that we look at it, you have another however many months to continue to bulk, and we'll talk about the body weight and the whole nine. Continue to work the chip away. So that's not bad. Plus, this one is official head to head.
hmm
Official head to head, not guess, not whatever. So maybe all is well that ends well.
Yeah. I mean, hey, it was like it's meant to be, Now people get to see us on the platform. And you never would have expected that. Like, You think I would have thought that in January? I'm thinking I'm doing World Games, you know, and then all of a sudden behind the scenes stuff happened, and I'm like, it's a turn off. And now I'm meatless, and I'm thinking I'm waiting till nationals of next year, and I'm like, hey, I roll with the punches. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna roll with the punches, whatever. And then an opportunity comes up where, hey, SBD Austin is an opportunity, and boom, you know. So yeah, it's
Mm.
just crazy how things work out.
So for yourself, sitting on the sidelines, first you sat on the sidelines, watch PA Nats.
Mhm.
How was that? What was your impression? Did you think, obviously, I mean, you already said, look, if you knew and the registration wasn't closed by the time you knew, sure. But it was, there's nothing you could do. So watching from the sidelines, did it make you hungry? Were you thinking, my God, if he's back, maybe we can make something happen? What was going on your end?
It was exciting to see Rondell compete again. The 120s also did pretty good. Big Dev did his thing. I know he's dealing with some issues on the squad. I do gotta say, it's kind of lucky I wasn't there, low key. Low key, if I'm being straight up honest, like we've seen a higher top end than me. I don't want to say Rondell is nowhere near just top 10-10, right? But me being there, it would force him to rethink that last attempt pull. You're not gonna sacrifice, even if you're not strong enough. I know he came in like 90%. If you're coming in at 90%, you're not gonna risk what you took and end up with 10-10 because 10-10 is in my range. Absolutely. Um, and you don't want to be that close to me, right? So I definitely would have changed things. We can't be foolish and think Bob wouldn't have changed things. I know he thinks I'm far away. Hey, one lift can change a lot, especially on a bad day for him and on a great day for me. Yeah, and it's only
So
gonna get
this,
closer.
like, I first off, 100% agree with the last sentiment. So you watching this, you're thinking, holy shit, Rondell, because Rondell, he came in a little bit short notice. He had that
Hmm.
Titanic deadlift in training where he
Yeah,
said, like, I think I felt generational fatigued. And you're telling yourself, holy shit, Rondell, you think I missed out because of the registration? You're thinking in your heart of hearts, fuck me, man, you got lucky. You almost caught him lacking.
yeah. In a way, yeah. Though it would have been one, it would have been fun to do it if something bad happened on his part, as far as like a crazy bad day. I don't know, and I had a crazy good day. I wouldn't really count. I wouldn't count. I'm be honest. That's not me. I know what it feels like to have some crazy fatigue. I'm not saying I beat Rondell. I'm done. I beat. No, the man came in really down bad. I know what his top end is. I know what it looks like. I know what he's like. On a great day. So I wouldn't count that for anything. To be honest, that's me. But it it establishes I'm here in a way. It would have established I'm here. I'm right in your face.
Would have been round one of what could be a series in terms of you guys going back and forth.
Hmm.
But nevertheless, it's a preview. It was a conversation. He's back.
Wait,
You got a
wait.
little, we got a taste. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Though on his podcast with you, see, I'm an honest man. Let's say if I went and I showed out, I wouldn't have talked crazy, right? Whatever. But when he was on the podcast with you, he did say, "Oh, he would absolutely beat me at, um, I think 90%. He doesn't need to be 90% to be." He said that. I think you even clipped it, and of course that's gonna motivate me, right? Um, when you're saying that, that invites Bobb Matthews. That invites me to absolutely talk my shit. If I were to go and do my damage, and let's say if you have a bad day, I'm talking my shit. Because I'm the guy. I'm the type of guy you can't invite me to start talking. You can't invite me. I'm a very humble guy. I know my place. But if I hear something like, "Oh, I would beat him at 90%," that's a dangerous word. That's a dangerous statement. It's dangerous.
Well, here's the thing, and you should be confident, first off. And you guys have been circling each other, you and Rondell, for a hot minute. And you guys
Mm.
have invited a little bit of back and forth. This might be, is this pot the most eagerly anticipated showdown, at the very least on the men's side?
That's funny. I don't even mean that's the thing. I don't even mean for it to be. As far as like, I don't. That's just me trying to beat somebody that's best better than me, and that the outcome of that is, and I'm very competitive, and he's very competitive, and it's just the outcome of two really competitive people, um, trying to outbest one another. It's crazy. It's crazy.
In your opinion, so you guys have done your back and forth, and
Mhm.
clearly you guys are motivating each other. Um, do you feel like at this point in time, how focused are you on this pathway towards Rondell Hunt? You're returning. It's been a hot minute since we've seen you. Because after this, you said a world title doesn't motivate you. What
Yeah,
motivates you past Rondell?
it's just strength. So it's Rondell is tied to the numbers I want to achieve. The You hit the numbers I want to achieve, you basically tie Rondell or even surpass him, right? It's just the numbers. I've always been a numbers guy. I want something fat. Am I chasing 1100 in the future? 100%.
Mm.
100%. I'd be a fool not to have that in the back of my mind. Not anytime soon. We know that. That's logic, right? But it's just a chase of numbers. Like, imagine telling me, okay, Bob, we're gonna we think it's best for you to stay 105 and try to win. That's not enticing enough. Winning is only so good, you know? To me, to me, to me. I think a bigger goal is achieving your best self. And guess what? I think winning can come with that passively. I do
Mm.
my things, I do my goals. Like, I chase them, and if winning comes with that, it comes with that. It just so happens I'm kind of a freak athlete that winning sometimes comes with, you know, my goals and it's passive. It really is. It really is. Cause even Anthony McNaughton, well, I know we'll get to him. He's a
Right,
monster. Even
right.
before Anthony's, him being a monster, right? The 105s were capable 2, 3 years ago, or even a year ago. That's a class I could have did a lot of damage in, but I didn't. I wasn't there. Yet I could have done damage there. I think it's pretty obvious I could have done damage in the 105s, but I chose to be in a class that I can potentially get my ass spanked. So I think it's pretty evident that I'm actually chasing, the big numbers. Winning is cool, but I got my goals. I want to hit some big shit. And if people think, damn, Bob, we really want you to lock in on it, what I'm gonna chase is gonna be more entertaining for people in the long. Trust me, people are gonna thank me. Watch, because I have crazy goals. Crazy
Mm.
goals. But just patience.
Um, yeah, we're gonna unpack all of it. I definitely want to get your opinion on McNaughton for sure. And you made famous. Don't get clapped by a 105. And then McNaughton coming back and doing the same thing, clapping the 120s. God bless. I'm glad he's here. Maybe it changes the conversation in the future, depending on what he's doing. I don't know if that's enticing or not, but we'll put a pin in that for 1 sec. We'll stay on point with Rondell as that's right ahead of us. But how much motivation was it for you and Rondell? You were incredibly numbers driven. And for you,
Mhm.
like you were saying, um, if the numbers I want to hit get me the win, great. If the numbers I hit don't get me the win, but it still led me down this pathway. I was going to be a 120 and I need to be a 120 to hit these numbers.
Mhm.
Rondell's the guy in my pathway. It is what it is. I'm not super worried about it, but this is it. However, Rondell and you going back and forth, and him in his videos, and it was hilarious. You going back and forth in YouTube videos, him openly covering his mouth, laughing, saying like, "Oh, well, I mean, you need to have goals, man." So
Have
by
faith.
all means, and you
Have
were
faith.
like, "Dude, I'm Bobb Matthews. Don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
style on. Are you? Who are you styling
Don't
on?"
don't hype me up, but yeah, that those I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I really do. I really do. It gets me the most hype because I to me, I can perform. I'm that guy. I got every lift in my pocket. I'm an A plus lifter. in every single category of the lifts, any body weight, any whatever. And then you have someone tell me, yeah, you got to have faith in yourself to even come near me. It's so motivating because no one can tell me to have faith. It's crazy to tell me have faith. People look at that as cocky, but that's how you got to be as an athlete. And it's especially if you really believe it, you know?
Mm. So for
But yeah.
you had sat out North Americans in worlds and you were going to target world games. And then at some
Mhm.
point in it, not just you, a lot of like the entire men's side, except for Jonathan Garcia, a bunch of the women, and then a lot of people around the world started
Yeah.
pulling out of world games. For yourself, was this a difficult decision? No.
It was I'll be honest, I'm a straight up honest person. There was not a difficult decision at all. I I liked the idea of being in China. Because I know a lot of people are DMing me about China. Oh my God, I have a lot of fans over there. I did not expect that. But it's the team fees, man. The team fees being triple over what I paid for Worlds last year. And I was fine with paying for Worlds last year. It was like 500. It was fine. But the team fee being triple told me, okay, I'm not even that motivated to be there. And the team fees are yeah. GG. On to the next. That was for me personally. And that's yeah. But I will admit, I saw the live stream. It looks amazing and beautifully run. Production's crazy. Um, yeah.
And of course, um, I mean, you added that fee onto, flights and the whole nine. It's going to be pretty wildly
Yeah, yeah,
expensive.
yeah. Though it would cover, it covers a couple of things, but regardless, I didn't see me personally, I didn't see the worth for me as an individual athlete. I know there's people saying, damn, y'all should have went. It grows the sports. At this point, at your level, you're doing this more than just for yourself and all that. I know that comes with it, but it just wasn't meant to be. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely would have gone had I found it being worth it being there, to
Mm.
be honest.
So then you ended up in the difficult proposition of it had been a hot minute since you had competed. And people are like, I mean, you're in your prime. You're an athlete in your prime.
Hmm.
You're one of the best in the world at what you do. There are very few people in the world who are ever going to be able to say that. I am one of the best in the world at what I do. You could probably say, I think I'm the best in the world at what I do. And you will have people in your community say, yeah, I'll agree with that. Or fine, we have to contest it and you can hit the platform and have these battles that are about to happen. How
Hmm.
difficult was it for you to be absent from the platform for this long? Was in and on the sidelines, you're seeing worlds. I'll get you impression of some of those battles in a minute. You're watching PA Nats, you're like, damn it, I missed out on a big one there. And then World Games now, of course, you have a target in mind now. Now we have a date,
Yeah.
so that helps. But how difficult was this time off?
So I'll be honest, it wasn't difficult for me because I personally just simplified things. Like one, we gotta look, I already won a world title. So I know what the experience feels like. I know what it is to be back there. I just know all the experience, all of that, right? It's just a day you lift weights and max out. Or you try to win, maybe you're not maxing out, whatever. You're just lifting. So yeah, there's hype around it. Yeah, I could have won this and that, whatever. But I try to simplify it and be like, okay, it's just another day, right? And then you got the audience and all that. It's another day. It's a special day, but it's another day. You're gonna have many more of those. You're Bob. You're gonna have many more of those. I know people say you're in your prime. You're a year gone is a lot. I have faith in myself as an athlete that I'm gonna have another year and another year and another year and another year and another. You know, I have faith in the work I put in, and that goes down to the freaking every spoon of quinoa I eat that's fueling my body, right? That's making me better for the long run, making me have the most durable career I could have. Here for the long run, I have faith that I can, be on top for a long time. And you just got to trust it. Simplify things and trust your work, the work you put in. It's faith, faith in everything you do.
You also, during this time period, um, stop posting on social media. And this
Hmm.
got people people must have been reaching out to you. They were reaching out to me, being like, "What's going on?" I don't know yet. Let me see. I happened to reach out to you, and then real quickly we ended up hopping on this podcast and all of this other background with the your return to the platform and everything started getting underway. So the timing was perfect. But what went into that decision where you're like, you know what, I'm going to take a break from that as well?
Honestly, it just snowballed. Like at first, I just didn't post because I didn't have anything to post, and then it snowballed. Like, okay, I don't even want to post, and then I didn't want to be on IG at all. Like it just snowballed, got bigger and bigger. I got tired of social media. I'm not gonna lie, including YouTube, and then I got comfortable with being off of it. I
Really?
got very comfortable. Yeah, time was flying. I got comfortable with being off social media, and yeah, and then I started questioning, like, bro, this shit is so much validation seeking. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
like my training's been so much better without social media. Literally, because you're not.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You're not one. I mean, I'm big with the cameras. Anytime I am doing social media, so the cameras are going to be around, and that extends your gym time. When I was away, when the cameras were away, more efficient with your accessories, your timing, eating, even your eating, because you're spending less time in the gym. Because I'm gonna be honest, I know people see the videos that I put out, they don't have no idea how much time it takes to think about how can I be eye catching for this or whatever. Like it's yeah, it comes natural to me, but you still got to think of, especially the intro. Like it's so much to recording and whatever. But as far as the social media in general, it just snowballed into me being comfortable being off social media. That's it.
And your return to social media almost was it around the time when you knew your return to the platform? And did it feel natural all of a sudden you have a target, you have a
Mhm.
date, you have a location, you have, your opponents all of a sudden like, okay, this feels natural again. And what stimulated that? And has something changed in you in terms of now that you do have a date, now you have a location, now you know who's going to be there, and you're like, oh wow, okay.
Um, I'm nothing's changed as far as my fire. Well, okay. A little more added to my fire just because of recent comments. Appreciate you, Jamal Browner. I know he did that on purpose. I love Jamal Browner. Me and him had a training session in Texas with Rondell. Beautiful training session. And we even went out to eat. Amazing people. Love them. He said a comment that I was running from Rondell because I'm not doing the Avances meet, which is also my sponsor, because I'm saving myself. Because I know Rondell is going to be there at the SBD Austin meet. Now, people don't know that. They don't know that, but now they do. And whether Jamal knew or not, still added a fire in me. Oh, I
Mm.
love those comments. I love those comments. Um, oh, I love those comments. But yeah, that added a little fire in me. As far as knowing I'm competing again in general, not really, because my fire is always burning. It is so lit. It's not going out. Eternal flame type shit. It's not going out. So I'm ready. I'm basically ready at any moment to just splurge and do what I got to do. Ready at any moment. Ready at any moment.
Yeah, so he is signed up for both. I actually asked him because I knew obviously ahead of time when we're setting this up that you were going to be at the SBD meet. And there's no way in hell this is happening twice with you guys miss each other some shit. So
Yeah.
I'm ahead of the game, like, hey, my dude, you were 100% doing SBD, right? The SBD Austin. He goes, yes. And then I said, you're going all out in SBD Austin, huh? Like you are going to
Mhm.
be 100%, right? He said, absolutely yes. And obviously, plenty of time when this drops, the whole world will be watching. So, I mean, he's got plenty of time to be 100%. There's no excuses, no nothing. I think he's coming with it.
Yeah.
So thank God.
Yeah. So to everybody that liked that bum ass comment, I want all my apologies of running from fucking smoke. Y'all are mm,
That's
mm.
right. What did he comment on other a post?
It was on the Ivankis post of their roster, and people saw that I
Mm.
wasn't doing it, though I am an athlete. And people were like, "Oh yeah, he running, Bob running again," and what? Just, just wait, people. Just wait a
Yeah.
little bit, bro. But regardless of everything, I will be. I obviously it's gonna be a vibe to have him there and compete against him. It's gonna be amazing. But I gotta run my own meet because in my head, I'm also a very realistic person. That's why I am who I am, and that's why I make the progress I make because I'm realistic, right? The only way I beat Rondell at that beat, the only way I even compete against him at that meet is he'd have to fuck up. Maybe not even once. I think twice, right? So I have to run my own meet, focus on my squat, my bench, my own deadlift, and if there's an opportunity, okay, we can slip through the cracks and whatever. But I just gotta, hey, my goal is to be within 20 to 30 keys. That's all I gotta say. Boom.
Keep them honest.
Hmm?
Whereabouts is your body weight right now?
I'm 109. I'm 109. I'm around the
Fine.
same I've been since anyone last saw me, January. Though I'm a more jacked 109. And it's crazy. It's crazy how
Yeah.
I'm the one in my body. I see myself in the mirror, but I didn't really notice it until I got back on the cameras. And I noticed it when I'm doing YouTube, putting my phone horizontal. I'm like, yo, my arms or whatever. That's what time does to you. My body is recomped crazy.
And you think by the time this rolls around, you're going to be looking to add weight, body composition, or what would you expect? What are you looking for?
Not body comp. I already did that the past few months. Definitely eating into a surplus now. I'm gonna be around 110. 110 by
Mm.
November end of the year. I could see me around 110. And then after the meet, probably recomp again. Try to. I'm not gonna get fucking fat with 1 kilo of body weight, but I like to be so precise with what I'm doing. And I believe if I'm looking like how I used to look 3, 4 kilos ago, you put on muscle. It's pretty
Mm.
obvious. So this is gonna be the goal when I'm 113 kilos, 114 kilos. Whenever we're speaking about that, Bob, I want to look like how I'm looking now. So that's gonna be my
Mm.
recomp. And yeah, perfect plan. Like I got everything planned out. It's gonna take a while
Um,
though.
yeah, it
Patient.
takes its time. Yeah.
Mhm.
So in terms of the numbers that you're hunting, because you
Mm.
said you were numbers driven, you want to be as big as strong as possible, and this
Yeah.
is more a journey about you. And if you happen to cross paths with Hunt, McNaughton, or whoever, let it roll. Let's let it rip. What are some of the goals you're looking at, both for
Eesh.
SPD Austin
Oh,
and then
okay.
future when you are 113 Bob and you are
Hmm. Mm. Honestly, damn. It still ties to Rondell in a way, you know? Like, no matter what, it still ties to Rondell because I just got whatever he's totaling, I need to be within that 20 kg range less, 30 kg range less. Um, so I could say 1130, and he's probably gonna be like, Bob, you only got me at 1150? Hell no, bro. 11, I gotta be close. And if I'm not close, I'll take the L on the chin. But did I say 11? My bad, I meant 10.
you did. I knew it was going to be
I
10. I was
meant
like,
10. My
don't
bad.
slow down,
Yeah,
slow
yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's some
Yeah,
Jesus type weights. But
yeah.
yeah, I meant 10A. 1030 would be so beautiful for me. Like that would be a dream come true if I could hit that on an SBD. Like 1030 is fucking crazy. That'd be
Mm.
absolutely ridiculous. But I'm definitely preparing for it. Um, even a thousand. I've never done that before. So 1,000 would be cool, but that would be on a chill day or if I had to take my plan D or some shit.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
but yeah, those are the numbers for this meet. Pretty much, I think everybody got the answer. I want to be close, somewhat close to Rondell. As far as the long term, wow. Hey, some way, somehow, I'm chasing a 900 pound squat for sure. I'm already fucking 70, 80 pounds away. In my lifetime, I'm squatting 9. That'd be crazy if I don't do that. I'm seriously doing that. Bench, 50 pounds away from 6. That's a goal as well. And then deadlift, the world is mine. I just gotta. I don't even know. I have no idea. Deadlift is a wild card. It's a wild card. I have no number for deadlift.
Mm. So in the future, well, let's say you're are you planning on doing PA Nats after this? Is this part of
I'll say yeah, yeah,
yeah, more than likely? Okay.
yeah.
So then is it likely in 2026 for now you can change your mind obviously. Is there a pathway through PA Nats to Worlds for 2026?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Rondell's
Now,
doing worlds. Absolutely.
that would be okay. First off, good. Well, I'm going to start asking about the 120s, and we could talk about that. And there's a lot of hype on a lot of 120s. Obviously, Worlds.
Hmm.
By then, Rondell would be back at Worlds more than likely.
Hmm.
But so would a bunch of the young cats like Nonso and I mean, Britain's got a couple of dudes who are shooting up real quick. I'll get your
Hmm.
thoughts on them. And what about if you end up going through Worlds? What would you say this time if you got an invite to Sheffield?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that'd be amazing. Shit, this time around, that'd be amazing. I'm now an SBD athlete, and it's the audience is gonna be like three times bigger or something like that. Like, absolutely.
It's in a stadium.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be
That's
crazy.
crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, the future is so bright. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very entertaining. There's gonna be massive weights lifted. Like the fans have a lot to look forward to. Seriously.
Mhm. Yeah, no, your future looks bright, man. There's a lot of reason for you to be excited. So let's talk about w- the World Championships that was. What's your impressions of the 120s and Anthony McNaughton? And Anthony is a little, I think, understated. And maybe it's because he just hit the scene, but obviously, I mean, it's when you go first, you're going to get more accolades because you did it first. You were on the
Yeah.
freaking podcast, and then you said, don't get hit before you were even lifting. It's really easy coming on the podcast afterwards. You were on a live podcast beforehand. And then you were
Yeah.
like, don't get clapped by a 105. And it was like, everyone still says that shit. Now people say, like,
Yeah.
don't get clapped by a junior if they're a junior, or don't
Yeah.
get clapped by a,
I was so
it's
confident. I was so confident. I'm not gonna lie. I was really strong. Like, I mean, I am really strong, but specifically on that day, I was really strong. Like, people don't realize I was training close grip, and I benched Pinky's rings at that meet. That's my closer grip.
mm,
I trained conventional the entire time, and then I pulled sumo at the very last minute. Like,
it,
and if they don't believe me, they could go on YouTube and watch the series leading up to whatever. Like, I was really strong, so I had the confidence to say, "Don't get clapped by a 105, y'all. Please don't." And then, it ended up happening. And now Anthony took the crown this year of clapping them. He's he's an amazing lifter, phenomenal lifter. Like, he's gonna be what Russ was to the 83s or is to the 83s. That's gonna be Anthony. I could see him dominating for a while. I mean, just look at him. He's a fucking tank. I I'm a very good. I'm a very competitive scouter. I scout lifters. I try to see where they'll be at. This guy, we're talking about someone that's benching 260, 570, and the future, and we can see more to that. That's not the limit. Someone that can squat like an Ashton, bench like a Keiko, and pull is coming up there too. So, bro, he's a monster. He's an absolute monster. I have everything but good to say about him. And then you got the fans in my DMs and all messages
are they
trying
really?
to pin. They're trying to pin me against him. Just last night, some fan was trying to pin me against him. Oh my god,
Uh,
fans are so toxic, but he's amazing. He's amazing.
it's I mean, it's as a sports fan, you love to see this shit. You have to see like the best teams. If it's team sport, go head to head. Like this is what you dream of. Is
Yeah.
there any 105? And obviously, if there was, it'd be Anthony. But is there any chance where you might get intrigued? You're like, fuck, do I
I
cut
get
down and
intrigued.
go head to head to this? Because he wasn't around when you were 105. And maybe with a guy like that there, if he does, what if he did 1,000 at 105? Do you start being like, God, do I have to go head to head with this guy at 105? Like, is there anything he could do to make you be like, shit, now I'm kind of wondering? Or no?
Not may all right. So I'm cutting range to 105 right now, right?
Yeah.
Though I'm not thinking about 105. Maybe if I'm not saying yes, maybe a detour meet, face him one time for the one time. And I don't know. There's nothing. The reason why there's nothing enticing is because I'm kind of different. I'm not gonna lie. I truly have faith in myself. Like I'm kind of different, and I think I'm chasing the right path right now. Trying to get stronger. 105. I don't want to speak about what I could have done, but I do have
Mm.
faith that it would kind of be a waste in a way because winning wouldn't mean anything. I think that's Anthony's class now. Beating the 105s wouldn't mean anything, to be honest, because that wouldn't be the strongest meet, you know, unless we had a meet like a month from now or 2 months from now where I am within 3 kilos of the class and I could cut to 105 for sure. Yeah, why not? I'm right there. It's not gonna fuck me up for my bulk in the future. I would love that, but it would have to be like super ASAP, you know? But
Mm.
that would be ASAP.
Or if a situation might occur where he moves up briefly and he moves up to like,
I would
you know,
love that.
yeah, 108, you're 109. Fuck it. That's perfect.
I just watched his YouTube video. He's heavier than me right now. I would
Is
love
he
for him to
really?
move up. He's 240. He's 109 point something. 240.
Wow.
I'm 238, 239. I would love for him. Hey, think about it, Anthony. But see, that's for him. He can be the body weight. He can be 240. Come with the
Yeah.
big boys. Come with the 120s, Anthony. They want to see us match up. I'm the
Mm.
champ. I don't have to come down to somebody. I mean, he's a champ too, but
Well, pick
come up,
picture
Anthony.
this. Picture like we can do this because you both won world titles. And now
Yeah.
you're both in the game where like the A-level athletes. You have like SPD Austins going around. You have the
Mhm.
opportunity to do Peanuts, Worlds, Sheffields, as well as like you could do side quests. That's the beautiful thing about these side meets like we have right now. We can get greedy. And to your point, I mean, can you imagine you guys both weigh in within a kilo of each other? You don't have to cut. Don't
Yeah, that
drown
can happen.
yourself.
Seriously, that can happen. We are the same exact body weight right now.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to see. Okay. So there's Anthony McNaughton, and I agree with every sentiment you have about the guy. He's a monster. He's got a big future. And for him, it really does. It means a lot for him to have his name put up against yours because he's just breaking through right now. He's like the breakthrough guy 2025. Before 2025, he wasn't nearly getting this love. And even right now, a stitch understated considering what he's achieved, but he's not necessarily the dude who's going to throw himself out there like that. But if you guys have a couple clashes and whatnot, we'll give it time. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
What
Anything can
about the
happen.
one? What about the 120s? What was your thoughts there? Now, some of these guys are young guns, and it was kind of a
Yeah.
preview. They're not in their primes yet, but it's coming.
The 120s, man. Okay. If they were disappointing top end wise, I'm not gonna lie, because I really, really did expect them to go over the winning total from last year. Not to mention they were on the podcast. I saw that, and they were talking hot, very, very hot. Talking about 990. They didn't. I don't think they mentioned 1,000, but they were talking about 990. All of them, right? I understand a battle's a battle. You know, you're gonna shave off kilos off your total, but I really expected Nonso to, shine through a little more. But unexpected fatigue, things happen. Your first worlds, and he's so young. I could go on and on. But I'll admit, I was just disappointed. Though the future is still bright. Like, they're fucking young. They don't
Mm.
put that shit in the back of your mind. Throw it away. Who gives a fuck? You're young. You can come back next year. Oh, I will say, Nonzo, you threw away your chance because you're not beating me next year. Yeah, yeah, Nonzo. You heard me, boy. I remember he said on some podcast, he said, I can't be at 105 next time to beat him. So now I'm telling him, you ain't beating me next year, boy. Shit. But anyways, kind of ruined your chance. Kind of ruined your chance
Like
with
that
Rondell.
was it. That was your shot. That was your chance right there.
Yeah.
You
It's gonna
blew
be
it.
really hard now. Plus, I see him putting on muscle. He's a growing kid. I know he's gonna be a danger. Can't undershoot and can't underlook these boys at all. And then you got Joshua, who's a monster. Like
Mm,
he kind of reminds me of Anthony, how people don't really look at him, and he's kind of that guy. Joshua can be that guy. Um, People don't see him yet, but I think he's gonna do damage. They're coming. They just got to stay motivated, and I know their goals. I know what they're thinking. They're thinking some crazy shit. I know. It's crazy to be young and hungry. Trust me. I know what they're thinking.
mhm.
I know how hard they're working. I know they're trying to achieve things that kids their age never even done in the sport of powerlifting. Um, they're probably looking at people like Luke Richardson and how he was hyped up for how young he was and how strong he was, and they want to surpass him by a lot. So I know how motivated they are, and it motivates me. Simple.
Well,
I
it's
I
exact.
I move so smart in my training and my gaining weight because I know where they'll be in a year or two. Like, bro, we're talking about kids that could be at 1050, legit 1050 in a year and a half to 2 years
Really,
plus. Yeah.
I was about to ask you where you think they'll be at because their progress has been great, and I also agree. I don't think Worlds is an indication of the actual strength progress of a guy like Nonso. I
Yeah.
agree with you that if that shouldn't be used as a barometer. Where's he at strength wise? No, no, that's crazy. He
Yeah.
had a bad day, and like
It
Worlds is a
happens.
different animal. I don't got to tell you. So you're not at all overlooking him based off of any totals at Worlds. You're thinking, no, no, this kid's going to be a G.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. I'd be a fool not to. Like, if he was off my radar, I'd be a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. But the thing is, he's not. None of them are. And I know where they'll be. That's why, hey, people might think I'm planning for Rondell, but yo, I might be planning for beyond that. These kids, in 4 years, 4 or 5 years, these kids are gonna be 20, just being 25. I'm gonna be
Mm,
33. I'm gonna be 33. So
mm.
there's no seeing a 120 Bob filled out in a year or two because I got a plan for beyond Rondell. I got a plan for the kids that's gonna hit 1050 in 2 3 years plus, right? It's big. I got to think ahead, and that's what I am doing. Got to be smart.
Mm.
Simple.
Um, yeah, well said. No, and I 100% agree. What are some of your thoughts? You briefly touched on, Russ, but a lot of people are moving up, and I know you are a big advocate for moving up. For a hot minute there, everybody was moving down. It was like, when Evie did what she did at Sheffield, and then all of a sudden, Agatha, Shell, and all these everyone winning Sheffield's moving down and shit, and people are interested. Can you do it moving up? And just recently, there's been a trend all of a
Mhm.
sudden Russ is like tired of even though he's like 83 was his thing. He's like, what can I do as a 93? Taylor Atwood moves up. All of a sudden he's got a fantastic battle with Joe B at Nationals. People like, holy shit. He's
Bro,
hitting crazy numbers, 876.
yeah, I gotta
Penna
say.
just announced.
No,
Sorry,
I
go
was
ahead.
gonna say I'm proud of them. I'm proud of them. You continue, but I'm proud
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
Penna deciding, you know what? I'm done killing my body. I'm moving up. Shell said, I won one at 66. I'm done. I'm moving up. And now there seems to be a lot of discussion of a lot of lifters saying maybe moving up is the way to go. And you, for the longest time, were bigger and stronger. And if you're the smaller lifter, be David versus Goliath. But this is the
Mhm.
pathway. I'm not cutting. Um,
Yeah,
unless something crazy, some kind of money on the table, you're like, okay, well. But
yeah.
what do you think about seeing these guys like, I mean, Russ immediately taking the world record and people immediately becoming contenders?
It is the most, I'm so proud of him, and it's the most motivating thing to see, especially as one that is bulking himself. I watched Joe bulk from 74 to 83. The
Yeah.
strength, bro, he improved by like what, 70 kilos? That
Mhm.
was so motivating to see. Russ, every lift exploded. He improved like 40 kilos or something, and he's not even a filled out 93. And I'm gonna be
Mhm.
honest, Taylor's squat, it was ridiculous seeing what he squatted at 74 versus 83. He had to like near 20 kilos, I believe, to his squat, or like 15 or something like that. But it gave me so much motivation knowing that I'm in their boats at the starts of their bulk. And what could that do for me? Like they did that. What can I do? Only thing is
Mm.
I have, the 105 to 120 is it's the biggest gap. So I have to extend my bulk for sure. But it was so motivating to see. Like, hey, they're all making progression. That means with how hard I'm working, how smart I'm moving, same's got to be for me, man. Because I'm also still very fucking lean. So go on my YouTube, you're gonna be near 6 pack abs, biceps shredded to the T, delt, crazy. So yeah, yo, they're fucking motivating me, crazy about what I'm gonna do.
So you're back on the social media push.
Yeah,
What instigated this? It was never going to be forever that you're going to take a break from it. You just needed a break to what just get a recharge your batteries and whatnot. And you're now that you're back on, is that an indication of you're starting to get battle ready, or what does this mean?
yeah, you could say that. Because the meat didn't motivate me to really, really, really come back. Like I'm gonna be honest, I just found one random ass day. There was just a random fire that just I got to be back on social media. Boom, simple. And
Mm.
people got to start watching anime because I'm gonna be honest, I started watching One Piece again, and the first episode, Luffy pops out of the little barrel, and I was watching that, and that literally was like, that's me. That's how I'm gonna pop out. Yeah, I'm popping back out, and yeah, thank anime for that. Seriously.
Everybody, as
Hmm.
soon as you drop, even like a freaking doesn't matter what set you dropped, everyone's like, "Holy shit, Bob is back."
Yeah, I do got to say I appreciate a lot of people because the engagement was crazy. I knew, when you disappear and you come back, people are gonna give their praises and hey, appreciate you for being back. But it was a lot more than I thought. So
Really?
yeah, it was a lot more than I thought. It was very overstimulating. That's why I wanted to put off a lot for a good amount of time. It was very
Mm.
overstimulating. Shoot. Even
I
now, it's
had people
still.
really well. I mean, wait till this podcast drops, and the announcement gets drops on what's about to happen. People are gonna go crazy. I had people in my DMs, and it got to the point where like, fuck, I just seen Bob like the post. I'm like,
Hmm.
notice, notice if you like the post, like
That is
he's,
insane.
he's still active. Like all you did was like a post, and people like fucking Bob like the post, man. You know what that means? He's still active. He's still watching. He's got he's. I'm like, I mean, I'm not surprised he's not watching, but people would notice even the littlest of interactions, my man. Um,
Yeah. So I I was, seeing people's videos, liking stuff, and then I had to stop liking stuff. Yeah, I had to because if I like something, people are going to say, "Yo, Bobby, what?" Overstimulating. So I had to retract my likes. That's why if anybody I follow like Rondell, if I didn't like your shit, trust me, I like your shit. Whatever. But I had to retract my likes and I actually had to step off of IG only unless I'm speaking to Marcellus, my coach. And
mm,
yeah, it was crazy. So people are they're amazing at the same time. Like that shows that they're really looking out for you. It's crazy.
yeah. And now that you're back and you're on social media, big bump in stimulation. Is it
Yeah.
leveled off now, or how you feeling now with it all? Are you thinking you might have to dip every now and then? Do we expect another dip here and there? Are you
No,
thinking,
no. Yeah, no dips. I mean, I don't need another break. I'm good. I'm here for a minute. The stimulation has leveled off.
hmm.
Yeah.
and and how is training going over this time? Injuries, body wise, because I remember people. I think Rondell was on here, or not? Sorry, not Rondell. Marcellus was on here saying, like your numbers are flying. You're when you return, you're going to be a monster, and rumors will spark up whenever someone's gone and dips. People start being like, he's going through some shit. He's injured or something. Or so,
Yeah.
he's masking something, but he doesn't want to give any future opponents any reason to be confident or whatever. So to cover it, you just don't post or whatever. I don't know, but you were always 100%
Yeah.
physically.
Except for the last bit, like I would say the last 5 weeks, I had crazy soreness turned into DOMS in my adductor. because I did change my deadlift stance a little bit. I'm a little wider sumo. It's beautiful now. So I had leg soreness, and then it's gone now. But I mentioned it for one time, and people ran with that narrative crazy. That's why you got to be careful what you mention on social media, because you have no idea, bro. They'll run with a narrative. But I got to be open to my YouTube, my peoples. So
Mm.
that's all I really had for the last 5 weeks. But I was pretty much 100% for the entire January till now. Aside from that, training, I'm really strong right now. Really strong. Every lift is at peak. Squat, I'm finding my way back because I did take time from squatting, but my explosiveness is still there. Like, and I just squatted 340 while I was hurt a couple of weeks ago, like 2, 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm good. That was such a good indicator of my squat, like good. But yeah.
And in terms of obviously the last year you took off, but looking forward, we know your next meet SBD Austin, and in 2026, you're anticipating, if everything goes right, a much stiffer schedule, 3 times. We're talking PA Nats World Sheffield, and then I don't know, maybe four. You're gonna hit the
It
ground
could
hard.
be four.
20
It could
really.
be four freaking meets. Yeah, four meets. And I put that on everything. It most likely is gonna be four. Yeah.
So what do you think it is that sparked the change? Like were previously you looked around at the landscape and thought, not super motivated. Now you have next year the other 120s of the world might entice you just alone. And then Rondell back on the scene, probably
Hmm.
enticing as well. And then yourself, you've been bulking and you get bigger.
Yeah.
And so is all of it like what has changed from last year to the year that lays ahead that's going to make you go from no meets to potentially four?
It's just the context. It's just the way things happened. So like last year, for example, it was one meet because it could have been Sheffield's as well, but I wasn't an SPD athlete. And then nationals just had no comp. Worlds to me wasn't comp enough. So that's three meets for with their reasons, right? Next year, it's the complete opposite.
Mm.
National, well, to nationals, I still got to face Big Dev. But if I make worlds, there's a lot of shit ton of combat worlds, right? That's reason enough. And then Sheffield's, I'm an SBD athlete. Like I want to be on Sheffield's at Sheffield's, not even just because I'm an athlete. I want to fucking be there. Biggest audience. Maybe it was better that I skipped the last Sheffield's to do a way better Sheffield's, right? You know, more anticipation, all of that.
Mm.
Like, hey, now around 10,000, some crazy. So it's
Yeah.
just the way things happened, you know.
And do you anticipate this is going to be number one of a series versus Rondell? Because if you look ahead to the future, if right now the goal is let me get within striking distance, you fumble the ball, I'm gonna grab that and I'm gonna go into your end zone. Like you're close enough. So if he should, like for instance, like you had said, honestly, PA Nats probably wouldn't have been enough.
Mm.
God bless, didn't happen. But you show up like that at SBD Austin, you might have some
Yeah.
problems. So if that's the case for this year, but if you guys rumble again, Worlds, Sheffield, 2026, what are we talking here? Are we
That's
talking the goals start changing? You're like, all right, closer, closer. Now you're gonna start taking
what?
over.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, bro. People are they're underplaying me crazy. It's crazy. But I'm gonna get closer no matter what you do. You could do 1100. Sure. Do 1100 by December. But it's just another target that I'm gonna get closer to. That's how numbers work. And I'm strategic. I'm not gonna eat my way into being a fat F and mess up my leverage. No, it's time by slowly. It's just slowly. And a lot can happen in a year. Seriously. Like
Mhm.
if if we asked, hey, did we think Rondell was gonna do 10-10 at national? No, we wouldn't have thought that. We thought a weaker version of Rondell would have done 10-20 or 30. Because I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's just the facts. It is just the facts. I'm gonna be honest. It's just the facts.
Mm. Yeah, I
You
mean
just got
that's
he just got to come in strong. He'll obliterate everybody if he comes in strong and everything goes as planned. Simple. But you got Nonso, you got Joshua, you got me, you got Mo, you got Joseph. You got so many people that are right there, and we're gonna close gaps. The gaps won't be 50, 70 kilos forever. No, it's
mm,
gonna be 20 eventually. 10 surpassed.
this is it. Um, in your estimation, who do you think is the pound for pound king in powerlifting right now?
Think it's still Austin. Um, I think I'm gonna be honest. It's. I don't think there's no one answer. If anyone give you a one answer, they're kind of one dimensional themselves. You got to also factor in the bigger people. It's not just smaller people doing the sport, but I think you have to go with Austin, Anthony, Rondell, and if you go with Anthony, you also got to go with me. People don't even know. They don't know. And then I know I'm missing somebody. I'm so sorry. And even Russ is creeping back. Russ too. He just fucking dominated. Oh, it's. I'm gonna be honest. There is not really a pound for pound king. It's just a combination of people that are pound for pound good. If I'm gonna be honest with you. And no dots or GL points. It's harder at a certain weight. And if you
Mm,
don't think it's harder, I would love to see a 74 kg lifter do what he did GL points wise at 93. Let's have a 74 go to 93 and see if he can still say, hey, 124 GL points was equally as easy. No. So if it's
mm.
not equally as easy, why are we judging it equally? No, we have to give some leeway to bigger people. So Anthony, what he did was on the same type of timing as Joe and Austin. Seriously. So it's a
So
tough
I
combo.
agree with you 100%. And I think the conversation you're having is a conversation that needs to be had where you can use formulas in, sure, I mean, it's something. However, there has to be most people, like for instance, why the World Games right now is tough for me to watch is you can potentially have two people, same weight class going head to head. And if
Mm-hmm.
one person weighs fractionally less, they could win on GL points, but lose on total, which is difficult for me to wrap my head around. And if we think about who is the pound for pound king, there's different ways of doing this. But I actually like the fact that guys like you and guys like Anthony McNaughton, who can
Yeah.
raise your hand and say, if you're our size, there isn't a formula yet that's going to
There
give a
isn't.
guy 110 to just do.
Mm-hmm.
And you're right. Statistically speaking, that's true. And if you said, excuse me, I'm going to try to win a weight class up as a 105. I'm going to try to move into the 120s
Yes.
and go against a guy
Yes.
over 10 kilos bigger.
Yeah.
That's how you
Because
become pound for pound.
let's say
There's an
if
argument there.
yeah, bro, I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Austin, right? He's kind of he's known as pound for pound king. However, Joe's a weight class up, and the weight class is only what 9 kilos ahead. Joe's a weight class up, and he's out totaling you by a good amount, right? Anthony's out totaling the weight class up. I know you can factor in Rondell, but if you want to do that, then you could look at the 83s and 93s, where Joe is close to the 93s, then Austin is to the 83s. Like it's a tough conversation.
Mm,
It is a really tough conversation.
mm.
It's it's really hard. But I really think there's you have to group pound for pound people. You can't. There's not one. I'm sorry. I really don't think there's one because you can argue in so many ways. To be pound for pound king, Austin, you kind of have to beat Joe at 80. Yeah, you have to out total him. Do I think he can? I don't know, bro. I don't think so. Not at 74. But regardless, there's other people that are doing that to the weight class ahead. So it's a tough. That's where it becomes a tough combo because a pound for pound king should be doing things like that.
Like, for instance, nobody questions Agatha as pound for pound queen because she will what weight class do you want to see her at? She's going to take it. She
Yeah.
actually at Worlds was 63 point change. Obviously could have won the 63s with their total, won the 69s with their total, and tied the 76s with their total, and obviously won on body weight because she was 63. That's crazy. That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy. She clapped two weight classes up. Like this is pound for pound. That's it. You don't need to tell me the formula. I don't give a shit. You don't need to tell me your dots. You don't need to tell me your good points.
Yeah.
Just tell me she would have won two weight classes up. Say less.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah,
So
it's ways you could look at it. Some people will highly favor the formula, and some people will favor feats outside of a formula, you know. And then, hey, when Jesus was on top, you could argue him. You really
and
could
you
have
know
argued
what?
him.
There has to be so in boxing, for instance, very few times, but there is times when they say the pound for pound king is the heavyweight. They look at him and
Yeah.
say, it's even though he's a heavyweight, I still think it's him. We don't
Mm-hmm.
do that in our sport for some reason.
Wasn't
Jesus
John
would
Jones
never
number
get that
one?
kind of recognition. What's that? Sorry,
Wasn't John Jones number one pound for pound?
right?
Not.
He won the when he won the heavyweight title. There was conversation. Well, maybe let's put him number one. It's the conversation gets had in other sports, but for some reason in powerlifting, when Jesus won Sheffield and he was the untested and tested best lifter of all time that ever lived, period.
Yeah.
So he even beat the untested. At that moment, I get it, he's a super heavyweight. I get it, he's 400 pounds, but you could probably still have said he's pound for pound. But we just don't give that kind of love. You're 100% right that the conversation isn't there in our sport for some freaking reason. It
Yeah.
should be had. It should at least be entered into the conversation.
Yeah. I don't even, it's funny how we haven't had, have we ever heard of a discussion that was the most logic on this, discussion? Like the most logic. Like I would love to hear that. Just what other people think. Other powerlifters think, but obviously not all powerlifters think like me. Maybe they do favor dots or they favor absolute strength. But I want to see like a room full of people just discussing this and having a logic discussion. It'd be cool to see.
Yeah. How do you change people's minds? Do you think? Do you think you can? Do you think you might?
I
Guys
think
like
we
you and
can.
Anthony McNaughton will have the car. You have to say what you're saying right now. Do what you're doing, and guys like you and Anthony McNaughton and who are doing this kind of shit are going to change the conversation.
Absolutely. I truly think because people don't really think. Like I think about how Austin absolutely destroyed Joe at 74.
Mm.
And now Joe moves up a weight class and Joe looks, bro, Joe, if Joe does like a 920, which is very possible, Austin ain't even
It's
close. And
crazy.
I know he's a weight class down. It's not fair to compare the absolute strength on total, but why not when there's 105s beating 120s, So that is a conversation. If it's happened in another group of weight classes, hey, Austin, as pound for pound king, we kind of expect you to be close to the 83s. It has to be a conversation. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. You're talking about a title that's now it's outside of weight class. We know you're king of the weight class. We're talking about a title that it's hard to qualify for. So you have to do things that are out of the ordinary.
Mm.
So
It's not out the possibility, and if nothing else, there are other meets beyond Worlds and PA Nats where you could
mhm.
just say, "I'm going to move up and let's see what happens." You know, if
Yeah.
Austin ever said, I'm gonna try to do what Bob's doing, and I'm gonna go head up with Joey B, and I'm gonna do it at enter this meet. Everyone will go crazy, and everyone will say, and it's a win-win. Even if he doesn't beat Joey B, but he gets close, people are like, holy fuck. And Austin like, yeah, gave you the scare of your fucking life, didn't I? Even when like what Taylor did to Joe B at US Nationals, where Taylor, everyone's thinking Joe B's gonna win. Taylor came within to the last deadlift, loaded up the last deadlift for the win, and people are like, God damn, did we think we are gonna end up here?
No.
Even if you do that to somebody who's got so many kilos on you, everyone will always remember that. They'll never forget it. I don't got to tell you because I know that's what you're fitting to do. You go head up with Rondell. You just need to keep them honest. come the last dead, you got to apply pressure and be like, all right, you missed this. I'm going to stay close. I'm going to keep people on the edge of their seats. And people remember that, man, because
Yeah.
it does mean something to see these David versus Goliath matches. I think at some point we might see it, but it might take some luring because Perk is so far ahead of the other 74s. I
Yeah.
know how you feel, but he's got to eventually feel like, all right, you keep doing this and kick people's teeth in at 74 type deal, or if he just announced, all right, I'm not going to skip worlds. Okay, cool. But I am on the second half of the year. You're going to see me do something wild. I'm going to move up and I'm going to go head to head.
Oh, that,
People will go crazy, man.
that would be very interesting. That'd be tough, though. That'd be tough.
It'd be tough. Dude, Joe B's a monster. Don't kid me.
That'd be tough. Yeah, Joey is
Joe, yeah,
nice.
he's good.
Yeah.
He's emerged like it's crazy with if anybody's progressed in terms of weight classes. The 83s forever, like Russ was 840
Hmm.
range winning, 840 range winning. And then if it's like 900,
Yeah.
what are we
Just like
talking
that.
about? It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
overnight, it feels like all of a sudden not good enough. We're out of here.
Yeah.
Guys like Jurin's just did 876 at World Games. And it's like, what the fuck? How?
Yeah, bro. Everybody's evolving. It goes to show how special Joe is. That is insane.
Yeah, that he's able to
That's
do these
insane.
kind of things.
It like when you said the Austin move up a weight class thing, I'm like, Austin, don't do that. In my head, I'm like, don't do that, Austin. That's not gonna be good for you.
But
Joe's
that's
got so
also
much
why he
more.
should. That's also why he should,
Yes.
because people say that, and
Hmm.
this is why you're like, fuck it, I'm going. You guys think
Yes.
I should be scared? You guys think this, and like, let's see what
Uh-huh.
happens. I got nothing to lose. I got
Hey,
nothing to
I'm the
lose.
perfect candidate for that because I mean I'm literally doing it right now. And
Exactly.
it's in the hardest setting where there's so many kilos out from my next competitor. Trust me, I know how hard it is. You're gonna have to take like if you were planning to move up that class and you have an outlier type lifter in the class above you, you're gonna have to take an L or two for a minute. You just might.
You got to earn your stripes, man. Yeah. Well, but here's the thing: if Taylor Atwood, if we revisit the Taylor Atwood Joe B battle where everyone thought Joe B was going to stomp him out. Taylor pushed it to the last deadlift. And then Taylor, all of a sudden, everyone fell in love with Taylor, the heart he had and him battling and whatnot.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not winning or losing, it's how you show up. And when everyone's like, you don't have a chance, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't. And you're like, well, I'm going to. I'm going to go
yeah,
10 toes down and we're going to see what happens. And yeah, I'm going to load up and I'm going to apply pressure. You miss, I'm loading. You can't miss. And I'll see
yeah,
you at the last dead. You got it.
yeah. That Taylor went insane. Very motivating.
Who are the people right now that got you excited? Who are the power lifters that you're watching? Because I know you're a fan. And I mean, I've had you on the podcast. You study people to the point of you could tell if they're having an off day, an on day. You study
Absolutely.
techniques and whatnot. Like you're a
Um,
student of the game.
yeah, I do study everybody, sometimes selfishly for myself, and see how they gain and just take note of their leverages, all of that. But as far as who motivates me in per weight class, I'll say the 120s is Nonso, Joshua, and of course Rondell. I almost forgot his name. Crazy. Rondell, of
Ah,
course. 105s is clearly Anthony, still Keenan and Ash. Trust me,
mm.
people are counting them out, and it's insane. I saw some comments, and there's some crazy comments. I'm not going to repeat it, but like, I hope they have that fire in them to come and wash some ass. Like, so it's those three. 93 Russ. Petrie. Petrie's he's another one. He's another one he's waiting for that time to strike, and
Mm,
it's gonna be dangerous.
mm.
Um, who else? Joe is 83. He reminds me of me. I'm not gonna lie, he's so great at all three lifts, especially that bench. That bench and deadlift duo is so dangerous. Reminds me of
Yeah.
me. Um, yeah, and then Austin, and that's the last of it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry for everybody else, but everybody's so motivated to watch. Taylor too, with that bulk he did. That shit was crazy. But yeah. I would say
You're
my
gonna
top. I would separate my top guys though. It's
yeah,
definitely Joe and Rondell. Those are
really.
my top guys. Yeah, guys that are great at all this. Absolutely. Austin is in there too, but we're too far out of weight class. That's kind of
Yeah, yeah. It's the thing is because you're a big man. The bigger
yeah.
you are, when the people get a lot smaller than you understand that they're good for their size, but it starts becoming a little too much lighter a weight that you lift. So it's
Hmm?
more difficult for you to be. I get it. I understand. But I would agree. And Joe's emergence has been something else in terms of Joe B and how he carries himself with charisma, how quickly he assumed control of that weight class, and I mean with authority. And it seems like we're living in the Joe B era, the way he captured it, and he's so freaking young. He's still a junior. And it was just yesterday, the 93s crossed 90 kilos. Actually, it was you who said the 93s are underperforming. You made a post and you were
I
calling
did.
people out. You took some heat on this. But
Yeah,
listen, you've done this a few times, but you were being honest. You weren't trying to be controversial. You were saying,
yeah,
I think there's a few weight classes underperforming if I can be so bold. And you said the 93s were underperforming. And not too long afterwards, now we're starting to get close to that 10 times body weight range. Well, Russ just
yeah.
hit 10 times body weight, but they can keep pushing. But are these weight classes starting to live up? Do you still think that what's your assessment now? And do you remember that,
Yo,
by the
they.
way? Let's revisit that post. Do you remember saying that? Because there were people like, yo, that was
Oh
awesome.
yeah, oh yeah. I remember I posted something because it was specifically related to Ash and what he did at a certain weight.
Mm.
He was like 97 kilos and he did like 940 or something like that. It's not too far from 93, right? But to answer your question, yeah, yo, the weight classes are really doing their thing. Anthony is about to make 105, 1000 normal.
Right.
That's about to be normal. 120s, I think Rondell and the younger 120s and then me myself, we're gonna make the early 1000s look normal, which is a
Mhm.
must. The 93s, Russ is going to push the other 93s to make 940 happen. Yeah, seriously.
Is that what you think? So would you say, because that was going to be my follow up. Are you thinking when the battle of US Nationals happens, and probably Sheffield will see a battle as well, but around the same time period, we're probably
Mhm.
looking 940 range now?
I think 930. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 940,
Mm.
but that's surprising now. Like 940 would
Yeah.
be like, yo, kind of jaw dropping. Because that's not far from the 105 world record like before, like a year ago or 2 years ago.
Right.
Seriously.
Correct.
That'd be very
Correct.
shocking. I think 930-ish. And maybe after that, 940, maybe towards the end of the year.
Okay.
And then, of course, 83s and Joe, they're going to try to be right under 920-ish, 910-ish mark, which would be cool. And then that leaves Austin keep chasing that 880, 885, potentially 890, and everything under that kind of gets skewed to
Uh,
me.
let me ask you then. Let me ask. I got a couple follow up questions. This is good stuff. Um, 900 kilos by Joby. Quick, fast start, rise ascension, took over the 83s with authority. Good. Is this ascension going to keep rising at that tune, at that pace where it's literally, I mean, it was 860, it was like 840, 865, 900. It's been crazy. It's been
Mhm.
amazing, but it's got to slow down. No, like in next year, is this kid going to push this to the mid nines, or are we thinking, okay, now it's going to get scrappy? You're going to fight for every 5 to 10 kilos now.
Yeah. And not the mid nines. He knows better. It's not going to be mid nines. That'd be insane. But 920, 930, strong potential there. Because that
By
deadlift is
next
big.
year, or
That it's a potentially. It's not. I can see
so
why. Why not? Why not? He just did 900, right? So
here's
what?
one thing. Here's one thing though. That would make him potentially, it depends when he reaches that, out total the 93s. Then this era is his and he's the pound for pound.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
It's a
absolutely,
possibility.
absolutely. If he did that, he's king over Rondell, me, Austin, everybody. Because that is an insane feat. That is fucking 950, 40, 940 to 50 is insane at 83. But that's just zooming in on him. What if there's other explosions in the weight class, right? That a year from now is 3 to 4 meets for 20 other top lifters.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you
No,
know.
Lock and I agree. Okay, so if he A lot of it will be timing. Right now, the 93s are at 920. If he could cover 920 in time, incredible. Very
That's
few people
crazy.
outdo the weight class ahead of him. So he's got some time before the 93s catch up. I agree. Timing will be everything. Very interesting seeing what Joe B does. How about this one, though? Austin has said he's hunting 900.
Hmm?
What do you think the possibility is? Because remember, at Worlds, he skated to 840, whatever, and change. Like, I mean, he did like 5 attempts for it. Now, I don't know if he does 9 attempts, what this equals. Plus, he has time by next year. But at some time in next year, is that something on the table? Is that overly ambitious?
It's a little ambitious, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like if we're being honest, he only goes hard probably once a year. I know he might save a little, he might just PR the total, which is probably like what, 855 at nationals. Let's say he does that and then pulls back for worlds to save for Sheffield's. That leaves him only one chance in the year to hit his big total. Is he gonna use that one chance where he could win a lot of money, newborn baby and all that? Is he gonna risk 900 there? I don't think he's going to risk 900. I think he's going to go for like, hey, if 880's there, he's probably going to be smarter, but I don't think Sheffield's is a chance to just risk everything and go for broke. So I don't
Mm,
know. Can he be strong enough? Yes,
mm.
absolutely.
Only time will tell. It'll be interesting. And if everyone went crazy when Joe B hit 900 kilos as an 83.
Yeah.
And if there's questioning on Perk's pound for pound dominance, that would be that's where he could say, okay, maybe I can't catch Joe B. Maybe that's too much. Because you were saying, like, I agree with you. Look, you out total the weight class above you. It's happened very few times. I think like Brett Gibbs did it once, and very few people will have done it. But if he could say, all right, look, I'm not going to catch Joe B, but I will be the first 74 to do 900. Well, are there feats where you could say, all right, I don't like formulas. I prefer you out total the people above you, but I'd be comfortable with calling you pound for pound king if you hit this feat.
I can't say that because I think as Austin's going to evolve, there's going to be three other people. For one person, there's going to be another few set of people. Because Rondell's
Mm,
competing. What if he does 1100? You know?
yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
think
But if
Rondell
everybody
does
else is
11.
stagnant and he does the
Yeah.
900, absolutely. You just leveled up and everybody's stagnant. Okay. He's got it. It all depends because Austin is just one variable himself. There's five other variables, and the graph is moving 24/7.
Mm, you're 100% right. And you're true. This is what we come down to. What's more impressive, Austin at 900 or Rondell at 11? Here we go again.
Can't compare that. You just can't compare that. But Rondell, bro, that's coming close to Jesus numbers, man.
It
That's
is
coming
crazy.
close to Jesus numbers. You're talking about
That
strongest
is Jesus
powerlifter.
numbers. That
Yeah,
is Jesus numbers.
yeah. It gets to a point. It really gets to a point when absolute load is greater. And I'm not saying that because I'm a bigger guy. No, it comes to a point. Shit. Can Mike Tyson knock out Mayweather? Yes.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
yeah, exactly.
Come
I
on.
know it's you're right that those are close enough to Jesus numbers. Jesus has a bad day at Worlds or whatever. Like Jesus is better than that on a good day. I got you. But he has a bad day. That's getting close to Jesus numbers. We're in that conversation anyways. You're right. That freaking the 120s aren't going to get the love because you're too big. And it becomes because you meet Rondell, he's
Yeah.
huge. You meet you're huge. And it's like, what the hell do I got to do to get the respect that a guy like Perk gets? Perk does 900, Rondell does 11, or you do 11, especially you. Rondell's got 10 kilos on you. You do 11, that should be a
Okay,
wrap.
okay, okay,
No?
okay. Well, there's no 1100 for Bob at anywhere near 110. Let's
Yeah,
get that
okay,
out.
that's
I'm not
fair enough.
deluded.
That's fair
But
enough. How
because if I
big do
did
you
that,
got to be?
you'll never 10 times body weight at 110. You'll never hear the end of it. Ever.
But how big do you think you got to be to do 11? Do you got to be a full on 120? Is this?
Um 5 kilos under Rondell. 5 kilos under Rondell. Probably like 115, 116-ish, 117. But we're talking time from now.
Yeah,
Nowhere
yeah, yeah.
close. But if the people are doubting, which they have every right to doubt, it's like me doubting somebody doing a magnificent feat. I get it because you got
But
to see it.
the thing is,
You
you
got to
say
see it.
nowhere close. You say nowhere close. However, and I agree. There's a lot of work to be done, and kilos. You have to fight for kilos at the top.
Yeah,
So it's easier to on the way up to add a bunch of kilos. But we haven't seen you in a hot minute, and
yeah,
we saw what you've done in the gym. You're closer than people imagine, though. Like
yeah,
this isn't.
yes,
We can't be totally naive here.
yeah.
We're. I don't know if you want to get into numbers because obviously you have a competition coming up in a meet, but expectation wise, you're saying around what like 10-30 range or something like that.
I'm a consistent 550 bencher. Deadlift, I got my eyes on that big nine. If I'm feeling there, like if it's there, mastering my new sumo, like it's going beautifully. I'm not gonna post a low weight sumo, but I'll probably post on my stories a little bit and whatever. But I'm mastering that sumo. I feel stronger than ever. And squat, I'm a strong ass squatter. Squat's gonna get back like that because I just got back in the volume. I'm really strong. I'm like a walking 10-30-ish on any given, not any given day, but like on a good day. So
Hmm.
people just got to look out for me. I'm gonna do my thing, and yeah, it's
So
gonna be
if you're
crazy.
10-30 at 109, you at
Hmm
116, you at 116, you're 10-30, 109, you could start seeing some pathways where the
Yeah,
conversation.
like every when I make the decision to go up the next kilo, I want to be 10 kg stronger.
Hmm.
Pretty much, I want to be that much stronger, or else I haven't earned the right to move up the next kilo. If I want to be 111, then I got to do some things at 110.
Mhm.
You know, that's how I
Are
move.
are you doing a nutritionist? Are you still doing your own nutrition and just adding because you eat
Me and
clean?
Marcellus team up with it, but yeah, pretty much. I'm very yeah,
How many
yeah.
do you know how many calories you eat?
43,
Oh
4,300.
shit.
Yeah,
Dude, you
in
are
shape.
smashing food.
It's easy though. It's pretty. It's just bro. I'm telling you, it's so easy. It's just the shakes, and
Oh, really?
you
Okay.
have so much time in the day to get it down. It's pretty easy.
Because you
Yeah,
eat clean as hell. Like you eat what kind of foods do you eat?
I'm not gonna lie. I usually Uber protein yogurts,
Mm.
um, Kodiak oatmeal, and some milk. Sometimes quinoa instead of the oatmeal, and that makes up literally all my carbs and protein. Sometimes I'll eat
Damn.
steak. Sometimes I'll eat meat, but that makes up a lot of my stuff. And my body's transformed. So
Mm.
this shit works. Promise. It
So
works.
you don't even eat a lot of meat.
I don't eat a lot of meat. I'm not gonna lie. I don't.
Dude, that's crazy. That's a lot of calories. You're a large man. I think that's going to shock a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Do
It's
you know
crazy.
how much protein you hit a
Yeah.
day?
240 minimum. Well, not
Holy,
minimum. Pretty much 240 on every day. I gotta hit my body weight. I
wow.
gotta hit my body weight. Yeah.
I think people would be very interested in seeing how your breakdown because that's I can't see the pathway to 240 based off that, but obviously you're doing it.
Really? Oh, the 240. I have like 130 fat.
Okay, okay,
130
okay.
grams of fat in my macros and like
Wow.
near I think 550 carbs or something like that.
Oh my God, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. One day I'll take you through the shake and I'll show you.
Dog, I gotta see it. I gotta see it. Well, listen,
Yes.
man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast. Love the catch up. I think people are gonna go crazy once they find out. And
Hey.
if you thought the stimulation of your return online was big, once it drops and everyone hears all the sound bites you just dropped, which was beautiful,
Damn.
by the way. Thank you. You always do a lovely job with those sound bites. Um, I'm glad you came on the podcast to tell everybody. First off, next one we're going to see you, and finally the first round of you versus Rondell, and then we can look forward to that rivalry. Your path on 2026, some things for us to look forward to, as well as I had to get your take on the game because I know you pay attention, and I had to get your
Absolutely.
take on what was going on, what's cracking, and everything. So, thank you for coming on the podcast, my man, and
Anytime. Thank you for having me. Big time.
100%. And I'll see you in Austin, my man.
Yes,
See you
sir.
later.
Have a
Holy
good one,
shit,
man.
I can't believe you're back. And for everybody listening, as per usual, please do subscribe, give us high ratings, and until next time, six pack Lapadat, 6 up, and we are out.